Hey, afternoon everybody. God dear, that time jumped up on me very quick. I was there googling away and looking at some stuff on the internet, and looked at the time, and it was 3 o'clock. Only just made it in. Dear oh dear. So we're pretty much out of lockdown now, people, aren't we? So I've dropped the lockdown live and just called it Weekday live for now, because it might be different days, you never know. But I'll see if I can get on in the week anyway. I'll carry it on as long as we've got a bit of interest. We've got a few in already, look. It's one of these things, I mean, notifications are just crazy at the moment, so I think I'll get a notification probably any minute to say that the channel's gone live, so I'm assuming that everybody else is going to have a delayed one as well. So yeah, I don't know if anybody had notifications or not, but we've got Rob in first. Hi Rob. David Tag. Hi David. Brian Bomrito. Afternoon Brian. I must get your radio sorted soon, Brian. Hopefully next week. Afternoon Nick. Colin. Hi Colin. Barry. Phil Taylor. Simon's World, which is Simon's fault for this video today, really. Simon sent me some lovely bits and pieces to have a look through here. I'm sure we can come up with some ideas between us on how to use this stuff. Afternoon Benji, you will be here or you are here? You got a notification, Nick, did you? That's good. What, half an hour, Nick, or like just now? Afternoon Jed, how are you? So yeah, what we're going to have a look at today, I mean, we might have time to look at some other stuff, but probably unlikely, is there's some stuff that Simon sent me in. And Simon sent me an email saying that he'd been experimenting with some 18650 lithium-ion cells in order to run some of the hacker radios. Now, I'm not 100% set up here yet, so apologies for that. But well, the only thing I haven't got is some radios to test this stuff in. What I've been Googling is really what these batteries do in parallel and series configuration. That's what I've been looking at. Hi Dean, how are you? A half an hour, Nick, that's good. So yeah, apparently in parallel it doubles the capacity, and in series the capacity is the same as a single cell. So if you've got 2000 milliamp hour cells and you connect them in series, they're still 2000, but if you connect them in parallel, they're 4000. That's my belief anyway. Hi Cyberflyer. That's my belief. So parallel is double the capacity, and these are, they're reading as 2000 milliamp hours, and someone's written some bits on some of these. But we'll have a look at all this in a minute. I did have a disassembled PP9, but I can't find it anywhere, so I've gone and disassembled another one. Well, yeah, it's always a bit of disassembly, don't hurt, does it? So we can have a look inside one. As I say, I've done a bit of experimentation with batteries in the past. As you know, I've had a couple goes at different things, and I did come up with some solutions. But say Simon sent me quite a lot of stuff here to have a play with, so. Again, a lot of it, I'm not going to know what it is, so you'll need to fill me in. So I've got a Discord channel here going at the moment, but it doesn't seem to want to let me stop it, so that'll have to just ping away in the background. Well, as I say, I need to grab a radio in a minute, and also I haven't had time to grab a drink today, so I'm going to go and grab something to drink. But let's get you on the bench and have a look at some of these bits and pieces here. Let's have a look at what the main cam's showing. Okay. Let's I'll leave it zoomed in like that, because there's quite a bit to get through here. So first of all, this arrived in the post this week. I don't know if anybody's seen one of these, but it's basically for testing the capacity of batteries. And I think I said last week that I didn't have anything to do that, or I thought I did. I thought this could do it. My DC load, and I think this can do it because obviously it'll discharge it by putting a load on it. But I'm not sure if you can calculate the milliamp hours or the amp hours. I mean, this says amp hours. Is it amp hours or milliamp hours? What are these rated as? Yeah, these are rated in milliamp hours. So 2000 milliamp hours is 2 amp hours, I believe. And again, my maths is shocking, so apologies if I've got that wrong. So yeah, let's just put me in picture. So that's an interesting little device, and you need to connect it up to a 5 volt. I think it's, I can't pinch the lead because I'm using it for my microphone now, but basically it's got a micro USB to connect it to a 5 volt, one of those wall things really. And I have had a play about with it, and I've got a couple batteries. I've got some PP3 rechargeables. I mean, these are only 8.4, but you can get 9 volt ones now. But we might try one of those later. I fully charged them overnight last night just for the occasion. I think what the initial thing that we want to have a look at probably are these. Now these are out of clothing heaters, I believe. They work with like heated clothing. I don't know if anybody's seen these before. Let me just get Simon's email up again. I can read it out. So just trying to get Simon's. So yeah, these are out of heated jackets apparently. Now their voltage is 7.4 volts, but I mean we all know that the hackers etc. will run a lot lower than that. And what Simon's done, if I can get the screen up so I can see where the hell I am here. What Simon's done, he's made up some leads for these to turn them into PP9s basically. So we can plug that in. So let's just plug one of those in. Nice tight fit. And on the top you've got different settings. You've got high, medium and low. So high, medium and low. I'm not sure what the step means. That seems to have an LED, but I'm not really sure what that does. So I'll go and get a radio and we'll have a look. What have I got here? I've got just after these, I've got bits missing and I don't even know if they work. That was AF117 in it, so that's unlikely to work. I've got a Hunter, but I think I've pinched the power supply out of that. So bear with me, I'll nip and get some. I'll go and get a couple radios. Because even like the Super Soldering, it's a 12 volt radio, but I'm sure that will run on a much lower voltage than 12. Right, what have you got here, Graham? You've got loads of stuff. Surely something must work. It's a problem. Most of my stuff really is spares radios that I use for pinching bits out of, or I've got them in to restore and they're in a non-working condition, so I just restore them basically to order. What have we got there? Hacker Autocrat 2. That one ought to work, didn't it? Yeah, takes 2 batteries in parallel. Interesting. I must remember that's not a center tap, is it? No. So 2 9 volts in parallel. I mean, these are going to last a fair while then, aren't they? What else have we got that we can play with? We've got Super Soldering here. Here we got, what's that one? Is that Super Soldering? That's Soldering 4. But that'll do. A Soldering 4, I think think that works. That's those two. Have we got a 12 volt? Have we got a Roberts R707 that actually works? I've got another R707 just coming in for repair actually, so I seem to have got quite a lot of them stacked up here. Not for repair, but I have got a lot of R707s. If I see them cheap, I pick them up. So we've got a 9 volt battery, we got a 9 volt radio, we've got a 12 volt radio. So that'll do me for now. So if we blow anything up, it's only going to blow my own radios up, isn't it? What we want is an 18 volt radio as well, though, don't we? But one of the things to try and determine is how low a voltage we can run them on. What is the minimum operating voltage of these radios? Zoom out a little bit. So yeah, I've just got an Auto Crap Mark II in here. It has got a 9 volts DC socket on the side, but the idea is to run them inside. So let's get my Okay, apologies for that. That's the batteries on the camera gone, not the batteries in my mic. So you've got a transmitter and a receiver, so one of them went, but I'm back. Afternoon Arena Engineering and Dids and Graham Townsend and Dwarf. I've run out of words. Don't usually run out of words. Afternoon Dave Rhodes.
And social media and things across the board.
So let's have a look, see if the voltage drops as we turn up the thing then.
Nobody wants to dust. No, they don't. No, they really don't. Not even 20 dust. I'm sure that was the name of something in the Beaver in the 80s. I think I know him. Holding course in the rest of Spider-Man. Do you think that...
Well, the voltage stays pretty stable. So what is the capacity of a PP9 then? Do we know what the capacity of a PP9 is? Someone did say, I think Simon did tell me actually, but he did send me a detailed email, but I can't find that one, Simon. It's in there somewhere. It's in my email. I did get my email box up here to try and find it, but the more windows I got up, the slower the stream goes. So that obviously works, but what I wanted to try and do is if we connect it up with the power supply, this radio. Just turn that one off. Whoa, it made some weird noises then on low, didn't it? Let me just get this off. So, what are we on here? 12 volts, that won't do it any good. So let's start it up on 9 volts on the power supply. And if you want, I can stick the camera on the power supply and we can have a look at the voltage where it starts dropping out. How am I going to do this? Let me just turn that one off for a minute. Let's get that down onto the bench. Okay, let's keep that one on. Got too much stuff on my bench here now. I've filled my bench right up. So where's the power supply? There's a power supply. Okay, so 9 volts. Let's turn it on.
Playing other people's records, and in the cases of some people actually just standing there, more like a magician's assistant than an actual performer. And I think
so it's useful to see what we're actually pulling there. So we're pulling.
It doesn't matter how dense you are or how drugged up you are, you understand fundamentally that there's a ridiculousness at the heart of it. And I think that people behave extra badly when they understand what.
So if we say that that radio is pulling 50 milliamps, I can find a pen. Seems to be everything's fallen everywhere today. Most disorganized, Graham. So 50 milliamps would be quite loud. So if you were working somewhere and you had this outside, set at 50 milliamps.
It's a landline in your house expecting room service to be on.
About there.
And that's, you know, you've lost it there. Yeah. So it's a
let's turn this down.
Sort of, the new, the sort of the selfie generation, if you like, for want of a less.
So still fine at 8 volts.
You can't tell them about being a majestic mess. They find people like, you know, Oliver Reed or Led Zeppelin slightly
still good at 7.
You know, and, it's maybe
still got good volume at 7.
Good sort of dinosaur DJs were the last rock and rollers, if possible. You know, I don't think it's seen as a career path now.
Still working at 6.
The lifestyle has become hard to sell to somebody who takes photos of themselves for a living. You know, being a mess is kind of not viable anymore. No.
Still working at 5 volts.
My generation was brought up to admire that sort of thing. We were sort of conditioned towards it to be, you know, a huge room.
Yes, there were a number of DJs that I'm sure wouldn't mind being mentioned. I mean, there's the Brandon Blocks and these guys there was the Derek DeLarges. I mean, these are the kind of people who.
I can hear it's dropping out there now. It's buzzing because of the handle. So you can see it's dropping out. If I, you can hear a change in voltage there.
Where the music becomes so secondary, it's practically not even part of the story. And I think that can happen to other things as well. But the difference is, I think in rock and roll, there's a real money machine. Generation, we're a bit more disposable, we're a bit more individuals, and that lifestyle can chew you up and spit you out a lot quicker than it can with the rock and roll thing.
But there is such a buzz about.
Okay, so certainly from that you can see that at 7 volts is still perfectly usable. So this battery pack is rated at 7.4 volts, so absolutely no problem at all with that running that. Afternoon, Rob, how are you? 4,500 milliamp hours, is it, Simon? Let me just stick me up here as well. There we go. Look at all the shots. It's going to get busy in a minute. So yes, 7.4 volts is no problem at all for this, and that's rated at 4,000 milliamp hours, and so a PP9, Simon says, about 4,500 milliamp hours. I'm not going to discharge one because it'll it'll ruin it, won't it? But yeah, so you can determine, there is a program, if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. You can work out how long a battery will last you. I can get that up. No, I did try sending it to my desktop, but it didn't work, did it? So let's just get to battery life. Here we go. DigiKey. Let's turn off that picture-in-picture. Oh, I think I need a new gas thing on this chair. So this is DigiKey. So our battery capacity on this particular one is 4,000 milliamp hours. Let's move that down a little bit so as I'm not in the way. And our consumption, we said a sort of fairly loud would be 50 milliamps. Probably 50 is a bit loud, but we'll go with 50. So basically at 4,000 milliamps milliamp hours at 50 milliamps, which is loud, that is likely to last, if you had it on continuous, 80 hours. So if you've got two in parallel, you've got 8,000. So if we change that figure to 8,000, that's 160 hours. I can change that to days. So if you had it on continuous, that would last 6 days, 16 hours. So nearly 7 days, 24 hours a day. You change that back to 4,000. 3 days, 8 hours, continuous. So if you think you had it on a few hours a day, you know, if you say it's going to last 80 hours, let's say 4 hours a day, do the maths on that. That's pretty substantial. That's why these PP9s do last. These do last quite a long time. If you think that these are 4,500 milliamp hours, and let's say our device consumption is 40 milliamps, 112 hours, which is 4 days for one of these. If we had two assignments in there, or two of these in there, if there's two of these in there at 9,000, it lasts 9 days, which is 225 hours. So that would last a hell of a long time with two of these in parallel, wouldn't it? And that website is just DigiKey Electronics. Some very useful resources and tools in here. They got all sorts of bits and pieces. They got capacitor and resistor codes, series and parallel, all sorts of stuff. And the other thing I was looking at was this today. This is the Battery University. It talks about cells in series and parallel. Can we zoom in a little bit on that? Yeah, okay. So basically, if you've got a long string of cells in series, as you would in the Sovereign 4 that I've got, or the Super Sovereign, then you're only as good as the capacity of one of the batteries as far as milliamp hours are. But if we go down to in parallel, it as I say, it doubles each time. So 4 cells in parallel at 3,400 milliamp hours per cell gives you 13,600 milliamp hours. So you know, you could, I suppose, connect these 18650s. You could, because two of them are 7.4 volts. You could have 2 pairs in parallel, couldn't you? Which will still give you your 7.4 volts, but it'll increase your capacity dramatically. So there you go. No sound again? I see. It says I've got sound. It says I've got sound. It might be because I was on the other thing. It says I got sound, dids, unless it sound dropped off when I opened the screen capture, maybe. Yeah, not sure, dids. Check your connections. Oh dear. Right, let's just catch up with the chat there. Someone's saying that 4,500 pack charge is 8.2 volts. Yeah, you get 3 months out of your sets. You would do, Rob. But so the thing is, you can't recharge them. You can't recharge them, mate. The beauty of these is you can recharge it. With that, once it's gone, it's in the bin. You know, with these battery packs, you just chuck them on charge and away you go again. You know, that pack will last years, won't it? Because you just charge it up again. So yes, certainly the radio will work down easily to 6 volts. 7 volts is probably as far down as you want to go if you want to run it at a fairly good volume still. So I think these at 7.4 will be fine. So logistically, let's turn that off a minute. How would these fit in here? Because this is the see, they would fit in. I mean, you'd have to probably jam the door up. So it fit in there okay, no problem. If we went with 2 packs, 2-pack? Yes, 2 packs. Yeah, you could get them in. You could get them in with a bit of wangling if you had to. But to be fair, you probably, with this particular radio, you could just as easily run it on one. Let's make sure we connect the right way up. Where's me back door? Ah. Yeah, you've got to turn it on first, Graham. Turn it on. Then shut the door.
With a 3-game ban, what is this, Miss Jones? What can you tell us?
Well, Brian Kamara's been vindicated in his claim that Kudel had directed a racial slur at him during the Europa League time with Slavia Prague.
And the centre-back has been sanctioned with not only a 10-match ban that applies to his club, but includes appearances for his country. Rangers have also been hit with Kamara banned for 3 games for assaulting Kudela after the game, and striker Kemar Roof suspended for 4 games for a challenge on Andrej Kolar, which left the goalkeeper with a fractured skull. To throw their play.
More on that as well as we get.
Okay, so there we go. That will easily work in most of the radios that we use. Let's have a look, say in the back of a. Let's just turn that off. Let's have a look in the back of the Soldering 4 then. To look good, they can fit in a PP9 case with a BMS. I've looked at that, Simon, and that is a bit of a squeeze. I've got that here to have a look at in a minute. Let me get the other camera back down on the bench a minute. Let's get that back down on the bench. I can pinch this camera back then. There we go. Right. Yeah, so I did look at that, but let's first of all let's carry on with the battery packs there as they are, because they are sealed. They are probably a bit easier to use. So this is a Soldering 4, and this has got a 12 cell battery pack. The only thing with this, I think this might be the other way around, is it? I'm trying to think now. That's positive. That's the positive, and in this case, That's the positive. That's right, and it is. I just want to double check. I don't want to blow the radio up. So what we'll do is we'll connect this up to the power supply again, like we did just now. We'll run it down, see what the lowest voltage is. How low will she go? The battery snap is broken on this one. Not surprised, because it looks like it said battery leakage. I'll say the bench is a little bit tight when I've got one of these bigger radios on here. How are we doing? Damage anything? Right, so let's think about it. That is positive, that's positive. Let's just put that on current limit. So this is 12-volt radio. I've just set it to 18 volts. It's 12 volts. I've not got it plugged in yet, so I had the current limit set down too far, that was all. Right, so right, we're on FM now, so we can make some noise, and FM does draw a bit more current than AM in a radio. So let's find a station.
Barbecue will be done before the cheese melts.
Come get me too. He want lipstick, lip gloss.
You know, the incident was all the
Saturday, April the 28th. Rival football university.
Apologies.
These weren't regular football fans, but hooligans from different teams who'd come to cause trouble.
There was hundreds. They shouted racist comments, you know, black this, that, you know, PAKI and all sorts.
The police struggled to contain the violence as the football hooligans...
Yeah, so that's drawing a little bit more power. So let's do the old swap around of the cameras again. I should have left it where it was, shouldn't I, really? So let's go back up to the power supply and see what this one will run down to. And Simon does say he's had these running fine on a Super Soldering. Oh, I got that the wrong way round, didn't I? Right.
You know, the second door with our own bodies. They were kicking it down, trying to kick it down, and they just couldn't kick it down. And I don't know, for whatever reason, you know, then they left. And then I opened the door and I saw them running away. And they were doing that to other houses as well. And about 100 yards away, there were police.
It marked the start of several weekends of rioting among gangs of white and Asian youths in several towns across the north of England.
On the 26th of May, almost a month after the football game,
so we're there on
just a fortnight before the
7.4.
general election, riots broke out. Irfan Ajib, who we heard from at the start of the programme, was watching events unfold on television.
So it's fading out about
Very
6.
clearly, I remember groups of Asian youths that were throwing stones, petrol bombs, ramming cars into police horses, etc.
That evening, after several weekends of
So we know it will work down to 7.4 volts. So let's connect it up to our battery pack again. Quite got that down low enough, have I? Let's connect that back up to our battery pack.
So we told you not to go, and now we're trying to stand up. Please don't ask us not to go. And they just looked at
Working
us
fine.
and said, "Look, okay, look after yourselves. We trust you, and we know you're not going there for trouble."
Abdul didn't get into trouble.
It's even working down on medium, which is 2/3 of the voltage.
It's 2:45 in the morning, and we're at the top of Waterloo Street.
It's even working on low.
Part of the trouble. Have made repeated attempts to get into this community.
Let's just check the voltage on that then, because this steps the voltage down. You can run it on high, medium, or low. I mean, this is fully charged, so it might. Let's see if I can get it without the glare. It's not going to do anything, bloody thing. Okay. Now you can see it. You can see it twice now. Hang on. Right. Okay. So let's check the battery voltage. So it's 8.8 volts.
That were caught up in this were the people that were disadvantaged. The people that were taken advantage of by extremists, again, were white, working class, disadvantaged people who'd been let down. And also Asian youths and young people who'd been let down.
There were many Britons, the inclusive, optimistic, espoused by Robin
Well, that
Cook,
doesn't seem to alter with
places like Glodwick and Oldham. Tony Blair was winning re-election in June 2001 on the back of a campaign that championed diversity is central to Britain's future. Nick Griffin was winning 10% of the vote, putting the BNP in third place in Oldham West with a campaign that called
that doesn't seem to alter at all.
Segregate communities. But it would be something that happened a few months later, far away from British shores, that would have even bigger ramifications for British South Asians across the country.
So I'm sure that should ramp down in voltage.
On that day, I was in Hull, where I was teaching, and
Let's just check, see if it's that one there, perhaps playing up a bit. If I can get this one back out. Let's try another one. You've all gone quiet. You've all gone quiet. Is it? What's going on? It's all gone quiet, or has the stream stopped? Okay. Well, that's interesting. With it, I wonder if that's just the capacitors in the radio, because it's actually switched off at the moment. Try voltage when battery is not attached to the radio. So let's turn this one on.
A small plane, and there seems to be a further explosion.
This seems to be
so this one's got 7.8 volts in this one.
In front of our eyes, as you can see there, both towers of the World Trade Center seem to be on fire.
I knew things would change fundamentally for a long time.
I think my gut reaction was fear, if I'm honest. I was horrified by what happened, but I was
Are you too busy watching, Jim?
So that was my, if I'm honest, I think.
Okay, so that definitely works. So Simon's saying try it without the radio attached. Why would that be then, Simon? Why doesn't it ramp down? So let's try it without the battery then. Or without the radio attached to the battery. Okay. So showing 3 volts with it not turned on as such. Turn it on. 7.8. Medium 7.0. And low 6.6. I wonder why under load then it doesn't change, Simon. Maybe it changes the output current limiting on the battery pack. It could be the little circuit, the battery management circuit inside the thing, Nick, couldn't it? Hi Dennis, how are you? What's too busy watching? Ha, Dennis. What you did there, Jed. Yeah. Good though, I like it, Simon. So what about fitting this in the inside one of these radios then? I suppose you'd have to take the... Would you have to take this out? Probably wouldn't actually, would you? Because there's a whacking great place over here. You could stick it. You'd have to make up an extension lead. But you'd easily lose it in there. I mean, potentially, I suppose you could wire these up in... mind you, it might not like that because of the battery circuits in them. But yeah, you could easily lose one of those in there. As I say, that should last a fair amount of time. At 4,000 milliamp hours, because that would be better than D cells, surely. I mean, I've got some D cells here. I don't know what the capacity of these is there. 2,200 milliamp hours, look. The voltage is lower on these, but 2,200 milliamp hours, and that's 4,000. So in theory, one of these packs should last probably twice as long as putting batteries in it. I don't know what the capacity of a normal D cell is. Let's have a look. We've got a Duracell one here. Has that got anything listed on it? No, it's not going to tell us, is it? Yeah, doesn't tell us what a normal D cell is. So if anybody's interested in any of those, then I'll see if Simon will get me the link to his eBay page, and you can order some off of Simon. It will certainly work. I mean, it'll work on a 12-volt set, no doubt, as I've just put it on a whacking great Sovereign 4. Hi Dom, how are you? Is that your new intro word, is it, Dom? Is that your new entrance word? Right, let's do a swapperoonie of the cameras again then. Let's get this one on the bench properly. Let's have a look at these other bits that Simon has sent through. So Simon has sent me 2 packs of batteries. I mean, I've just randomly got them in one of these little. I think these are designed for building battery packs, aren't they? These little sort of clip together ends. But I mean, 4 of these will fit in a PP9 quite easily, wouldn't they? With a battery cell, management cell. But you could potentially get 6 in. Now it's real tight. I've took one of these apart, and all I've done was bashed around the outside of this with a screwdriver to crack the glue and pop the top off. This is what you get inside one of these. Some nice bits of cardboard from China, randomly cut to protect the top. So yeah, but the important thing is to see if would that fit in that. Now as a 6-pack, it literally would just need a bit of shaving. With a bit of shaving, that would drop in there. If you did 3 lots in parallel and then banked them together, that would give you a phenomenal lifetime, surely, wouldn't it? So if say they're 2,000 milliamps each, that's 12,000 milliamps, is that right? You need to do the maths. Good LR20 batteries have 10,000 to 15,000 milliamp hours, do they? Hell. The rechargeable ones I've got 2,200. That's pretty good for rechargeable, mind you. Thanks for that, Arena. So that they're just that little bit too big. And I mean, I've looked at one of my battery packs, one of my battery boxes, because these are a bit squarer. And again, almost. But the thing is, I think I don't think if I take a couple of these out a minute, we'll convert it back to 4. If I can get the things apart. So if we dropped the 4-cell holder in there, too big. Let's try it in the proper one, because that's just one of my prototype ones. It's not the right size. It's just the right width and length and width, but the wrong depth. So if we were to pop one of those in there, so you could do the 2 series 2 parallel. But if you did that, you're being held prisoner in a battery manufacturing factory. Scott, how are you, mate? Couldn't you just create a pack of whatever battery you prefer to put in a radio? You certainly could, Scott. I mean, this is the idea of today, really, is to get people's ideas. So you could fit that in there quite easily, look, with room to spare. So in there you could put your little battery management circuit. Now, I know you said Scott then. Simon has let me have these 2 to have a look at. Again, I've not hooked these up, and I've got nothing to weld tabs onto. I don't really want to start soldering them. I'm good, mate. How are you? You missed an hour, Rob. Welcome. So we've got a couple different ones here, and again, I've not done any research on these at the moment, so whether Simon can fill us in on what these are. So this one is off of eBay. So this will do two series, 3 series, or 4 series, is that Simon? 2S, 3S, 4S. 2 in series, 3 in series, or 4 in series. But yeah, I don't know how to connect those up. I'd need to have a look at that. You know, that sort of shows 3 cells, doesn't it? As if... But again, that will easily fit down in there if you needed to set it all up. Get out. So I think Simon has ordered up a battery spot welder, which I think is what you really need. You know, people have soldered to the top of these. I think these are made for the zinc strips to be soldered straight across the tops of them to make them into whole package battery packs. Oh, cheers, Jed. Catch you on Sunday, mate. Thanks for dropping in. This is a bit stuck, this one. This is a slightly different setup on this. I think this will do a little bit more. Okay, so this will do 1 in series, 1 in parallel, or 2 series, 2 parallel with protector. That looks more like it, doesn't it? I wonder if we can get a data sheet up on that. These look more like it. The series one is probably no good for fitting in a PP9 pack. Yeah, this is the series one, Simon, yeah? That's the series one. 2 series, 3 series, or 4 in series. This is a battery management thing, so it's a charge regulator. I don't know. Let's see if we can find a data sheet on it, because it'd be interesting to know. Afternoon, Dave Roberts. How are you? Dom. My God. Very good, Dom. Full marks for that one, mate. Oh, dear. Okay, so let's see if I can search for this. So it's HX 2S dash JH 20. I mean, really, if you've got yourself a load of 18650s, here we go. Banggood have got that. Let's have a look. What a name, in it, Banggood. Where are we? Let's just have a look at my screen. Yeah, let's just get rid of me a minute. Excuse me for the garbled screen. So one thing with Banggood is they do usually give you user information on this. So we click on that. Specification, welding point description, here we are. Welding point description. P plus, P minus is the same input and output port. That's P plus, P minus is the same input and output port. I'm trying to get that all in shot all at the same time. So it says here B plus is connected to the battery positive, B minus connected to the battery negative, MB or BM next to the battery 1 connection point before the battery 2. P plus connected to charge and discharge sides of the positive. P plus connected to the charge discharge side of the positive. P minus connected discharge terminal negative. Okay, so basically what they're saying then is this is for charging on this side. This is your input power and this is your output to your battery. So suppose you connect a jack plug to that, wouldn't you? They don't make it easy, do they? Why can't you just do a decent drawing? So these two, are these in? Yeah, so they're in series, aren't they, at the moment? So it's got short circuit protection, can be protected, need to charge recovery. See, this is the problem. These things don't come across very well, do they? From translation. See if there's any more info on it. They're probably going to all have the same diagram, I suspect. Let's look at the images. Well, that's the circuit for it. Alright, we've got another diagram there by the looks of it. That's the same as the Banggood one. AliExpress is the same. Page can be found. Oh, great. That's the other one that had the same picture. There. That's some sort of sense wire then, is it? This BM? BM connect to battery 1 to battery 2. It must be some sort of sensor wire, but can you put these in parallel then? This is the thing I'm confused about, whether that can be used to put them in parallel as well. So that's just for 2 cells, isn't it, by the looks of that then? It says 2S, 2 serial, I would assume that is. I don't know. Let's get back. Let's get back. Let's get back. Where are we? Bjorn, how are you? George. George is in. How you doing, George? I'm getting confused now. We've got new arrivals. The other BMS is for 2 series 2 parallel. Cheers, Rob. Catch you soon, mate. You've got a few of those for making PP9s with a USB charger rather than a Lappy charger. Is AliExpress cheaper? Probably is, George. Okay, Bjorn. Hi, Bjorn. How are you? P plus and P minus is the battery poles on the outside also used for charging. B minus connects the most negative end of batteries and B plus to the most positive end of the batteries. BM senses the voltage to stop overcharging. I thought that was the case, yeah. Parallel 2 more cells. George is saying BM is battery monitor, balance monitor to make sure each cell charges properly. Brilliant. Okay, cheers. So if we needed to connect 4, this is the question. So that all of those pictures only show 2 cells. We want 4. Can we do 4 with one of these, or do we need 1 per pair? So I need to draw this out to get my head around it, really. So that's definitely series, isn't it? But if we join 2 batteries in parallel, we can use them in series anyway on this. I think that's what we're saying. So if we had those 2 in parallel, and 2 in series, so we want to squeeze 4 cells, 4 18650s in this. So if we did them, no, because that's I'm confusing myself now. Parallel 2 more cells. So if we were to parallel up 2 pairs of cells like that, 2 pairs of cells like that. Let's just put this so as it doesn't roll away because my bench is not level. Let's alter the camera a little bit. Zoom back out. So if we were to parallel those up like that, with this cell, with this charger, this might blow the camera out, but let's see if we can just draw this in, just so as I can get my head around this, because I don't want to join all this up and then find that it goes bang. That's it. I assume we'd need a decent charger for this as well, so I'm going to put this in. Hopefully it doesn't blow my camera out. Just to get my head around what we're doing here. So, if I got a connection there, joining those, let's move these apart a bit. So parallel, parallel, right. How am I going to show you this? Maybe with this one. What's the overhead camera doing? Okay, I don't know if you can see on, if I put you on the overhead camera, what I'm trying to do. So I've got these sort of lined up here. Apologies, you can't really see it very well. In two parallel. So both parallel, they're still the same voltage, but we're doubling the capacity. So this is our board, this is our plus, this is our minus, and this is our battery monitoring. So can I do this then? That's my battery monitor, the middle. Hopefully you can see this. So this is going to be my positive. So that's going to go across there. And my negative. Like that. Can I do that? Would that work? Would that work? Let's go back to the main camera. It might show it a bit better. So I'm coming at the center tap of there with my battery monitoring. I'm going negative there, positive there. So I've got two of those is what we got, 7.4 nominal, 3.7 each. Sorry, it's still 3.7 because they're in parallel, but we've doubled the capacity. So it's 4,000 and 4,000. So we've got 8,000 milliamp hours there. Is that right? That's correct. Brilliant, Bjorn. I knew I'd get there in the end. I need to draw stuff like that out because I can't picture it in my head. Okay. So that would be simple enough to do, wouldn't it? We just need to then arrange them in our battery things. And what we've done up here. So we then just have to arrange those so as we've got two facing up, two facing down. I think that's right, isn't it? So connect those together, connect those together. Battery sense wire in the middle there somewhere. Yeah, okay. I think I'm there. I think I'm there. It takes me a while, doesn't it? So that would easily fit in a PP9. But as I say, I've not got a. I'll have to try and get one of those little spot welders. They do a little tiny one now that just works off a power bank, don't they? Now I saw them on AliExpress, I think. Who's that now? Bloody next door again, making a racket. Yeah. Unless it's Mummy. Oh, it's Mummy home. Oh, Mrs. Cruncher's in the house. Right. And I think Simon's ordered one of these. Where is it? Here we go, mini spot welder. Let me just get my picture-in-picture on. So this is I was looking at these actually before Simon contacted me. It's basically for spot welding battery tags on. I don't know whether it's any good or whether anyone's got a better suggestion for them, but so a wide selection of welding power supply, lithium battery power supply or 12-volt car battery. Right. So I was just saying hello to Mrs. Cruncher. It's 7.2 volts and 4,000. You've got one of those, George. Any good? You need to run it. Oh, from a car battery. Oh, I see. Ah. 7.2 volts and 4,000 milliamp hours. If you put all four in parallel, you'll get 3.7 and 8,000. Yeah, no, you need to put them in two pairs of parallels, don't you? Yeah, you don't want to put all four in parallel. You're going to run it from a car battery, have you, George? I think it mentioned that here somewhere, didn't it? Yeah, lithium battery power supply or a 12-volt car battery. What sort of amps does it pull then, George? Do you know? To see if there's any more specs. I mean, there's lots of these things here. I mean, people make these out of old microwave transformers, don't they? I mean, there's all sorts here. This is AliExpress, I think it is. Yeah, I'm on AliExpress at the moment. There's loads of them listed here, like for different amounts. Different looking one there. What's that one? Handheld DIY integrated type spot welding pen trigger weld machine. Oh dear. Yeah, that one looks quite nifty. It looks like it's spring loaded, so you push it down by the looks of it. With comfortable hand feelings, you can support long-time use. Clever, isn't it? Well, there you are. Dialed Gone Wild did a video on making one from a microwave transformer. I think quite a few people have, Nick. You need about 60 amps. Really, George? Hell. They don't tell you that, do they? They don't tell you that. I mean, the biggest power supply I've got is 40 amps at 13.8 volts, so it wouldn't run from that. Bloody hell. Bjorn saying it looks like a toy, but it might work. You just solder yours together. You just solder yours together, and no, if it's done correctly, there's no problem with soldering batteries. You've done it for years. What would you suggest for soldering then? Would you go in with a massive great iron, in and out quick, with a lot of heat, Bjorn? His might be a bit overkill for batteries. Yeah, someone did make a mental one. You've always soldered them, Nick, have you? I'm Michael Hyde, sorry mate, didn't see you pop in there. Yeah, so as I say, I've soldered batteries before, but I'm a little bit wary of lithium ion. For obvious reasons. You're not really supposed to solder them, but I know that people do. I think Simon said he soldered them fairly successfully. There is one of these battery packs actually opened here, look. For you to have a look at. So let me just pop that on here. You can have a look at that with the overhead camera a minute. So I believe these are configured 2 serial, 2 parallel. Seems dark today, my overhead camera, for some reason. So that's how these are wired. I don't know what the advantage of that would be. And that's the little circuit that's inside. So I'm just quickly going to go down and grab a glass of water and say hello to Mrs. Cruncher. Hi Aston, how are you? Building a nuclear reactor. Right. Solder them outside in case you let the magic smoke out. All depends if you accidentally get the protected cells. That will kill it, I suppose. Hi Matt, how are you? Matt, the less responded. So I'm back. I've been forced to to open this vintage cider. So I'm having a nice cold cider because it's quite warm today actually. So yeah, that's the insides of one of those battery packs that Simon does. So I believe it's... No, they're actually two in parallel. Yeah, they're two pairs in parallel, those, aren't they? I thought someone said 2 series and 2 parallel, but it looks like they're two parallel, 2 parallel. Some cracking up. I'll take it this is the sense wire here coming off. I don't know. I'm going to have to work that one out for myself. So you say go in with a big iron? Just my normal soldering station with a hefty tip on it and cool them down pretty sharpish. Much better than water. Hi Derek. Big Clive's pie dish will be fine. He will open the batteries to show you how they're made. It's pie dish. Do you think he'll let me borrow it, Derek? Much better than nasty old water. Yeah, it is. You're right. I'm going to have a drink today because I'm not going to have one tomorrow. There we go. I feel better now. I've got a glass. Double batteries, double capacity. Big tip soldering iron and don't dwell on contact for more than 5 seconds. You'll know if something goes wrong. So do you use those zinc strips to connect them up? Best option for PP9 is 3 in series. That way you get the right voltage for a PP9. You're over voltage though, George, aren't you? Quite a bit. It's 3 in series. If they're charged, they're about 4 volts each charged. Oh no, what am I going on about? 3 in series, that'll be 12 volts fully charged, George. Even if they were their nominal 3.7, you're still going a fair bit over, aren't you, with 3? I mean, the radio will take it, I'm sure, but you're off your COVID jab, Matt. You just made me have a shower. Wasn't happy when I told her I'd just wash your arm. What, the nurse made you have a shower, Matt? Did you go in for your jab and your nurse said go and have a shower? Or are you on about your missus? You need a 3S board. I think one of these does 3S. This one does 3S, I think. George? Yeah, 2S, 3S or 4S, this board. According to Simon, who seems to know what he's going on about, more so than me. Oh, I've got my finger stuck to the glue then. Can you see that? I think you can. So that's the board that Simon says is for 2 in series, 3 in series, or 4 in series. The Mrs. Hyacinth Bouquet. Oh, I hope she ain't watching what you're typing, Matt. God, I get a clip round the ear, I think. Yeah, so 3.7 times 3 is 11.1. When they're fully charged, they're about 4. So that'd be 12 volts, George. You're pushing it a bit. You're pushing it a bit. Be right in a 12 volt battery, in a 12 volt radio. But as I demonstrated just now, I don't know if you saw that, George. You only just joined us, but 3 series would be okay and give 3.3, 4.2 charge, 12 volts. Yeah, so it's a bit much, really. I'd rather be lower voltage than higher. You know, fully charged there at 8 volts for 2. So the other charge circuit was this one. This is the one I showed you. We looked that up on the internet. Yeah, I'll have to look these up when I get my head around them. So we're looking at the configuration of this one with the sort of, that indicates three cells in series, doesn't it, really? And I take it that would just sit on top of the 3 cells, and you just put a bit of insulator in between them. Sort of, well, obviously it would be like that, wouldn't it? So, sort of like that. Zoom out a bit, Graham. So that's what George is suggesting, doing that. And I mean, that could all be shrink wrapped together, I suppose, couldn't it? Bit of Kapton tape in it or something. Where are we? Use life. Use life. If you prize the batteries out of the pack that's open, they should be connected to 2 sets of 2 in parallel, joined in series. That's right, yes. Yes. I understand you now, Simon, I'm with you. You are right. That's how they are connected. That's what was confusing me. So they're two packs. They're 2 packs in two lots of 2 pairs in parallel, joined together in series. Right, that's what you mean. Okay, that's what I thought. So all that we would want to do with that really is convert that into a square block and stick it inside one of these, and we're job done, aren't we? So, did anyone answer on the on what to solder them together with, or does someone just use wire? I suppose it'd be better off. No battery, no power supply. Jewel thief. What are we on about? I'm lost. Use Liffey. Do you mean lipo, George? Or LIFE? Lithium ferric? Yeah, so that's actually quite a clever little circuit, that, isn't it, if you think about it? So it's got two lots of batteries in parallel connected in series. It's obviously got a sense wire coming off of the center here, which is this one, by the looks of it. And then it's stepping down the voltage on this little circuit board. I mean, where was my little board? Yeah, this little circuit board here is switching down the output somehow, but it doesn't seem to do it when it's in circuit for some reason. I don't know. Lithium ferrite. Yeah, lithium ferret. Can't beat a good ferret. Can't beat a good ferret. I used to keep ferrets many years ago. I was a ferret owner, breeder. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting, Simon. So thank you for sending that on. I've got some experimenting to do, but whether I get some zinc strip, I have had some somewhere. I don't know what the hell I've done with it. I did have some. So I made up some battery packs for something I was playing with. I don't know what the hell I've done with it. Hi Ganesh, how are you? So I think probably get some zinc strip for making the battery packs up. That'll be a good plan. And just solder them for now. But I quite like those little little battery tackers. But I don't like the idea of humping a whacking great 100 amp battery upstairs. Yeah, so I want some zinc strip, don't I, really? So another eBay or Amazon purchase. Battery strip. Bat bait. Battery. Battery. What do they call it? What would you call it? I'm sure it's zinc plated strip, isn't it? Yeah, oh, nickel strips for soldering 18650. Get it tomorrow, but it costs, that's expensive. It would be all different sizes, look. All different sizes and thicknesses. Oh, God. Hell. 0.1 pi 5, 0.1, 0.15, 0.2, 0.2. More investigation to do as to what size strips to get them by the looks of it. It's never simple, is it? Oh, it's a lot cheaper than that. Yeah, they're pre-cut, that's all. Pure nickel strip. 0.15 by 8 by 50. That seems to be the norm. Just zinc strips. I think that's what we need, but I take it that'll take solder, won't it? Yeah, soldering and electroplating. Okay. Most people use nickel straps, nickel strips, yeah. Mr. E, how you doing? You can use copper pipe for joining, cut and flatten out. Hell, that would be, that would take a fair bit of heat, Mr. E. You built a pack for the hacker yesterday. You've been meaning to do that for ages. It's a strange world. Tin copper wire. Just use wire, you're not drawing loads of amps. Buy nickel stracking for Alia, Banggood on a roll. There are some spots with their own battery packs. I'm skeptical, but ordered one from China. It looked good on YouTube. Solder work or copper braid. Nickel strips is the fancy and probably better route to take. The fancy. I think if I'm using those spacers that Simon kindly sent, then I probably would be better off with the strips, because that would actually hold it all together in one pack, wouldn't it? So I'll order some of those up. Look at me with me cider in shot. So yeah, interesting. The only other thing I was going to have a look at was this that Simon also sent me. This is for checking the capacity of these batteries, because some of them are a bit Mickey Mouse. So let me get myself a bit more organised. Somewhere I have got. Or have I put that somewhere very safe? Probably. Here we go. So I've got a PP3 connector, so I'm going to connect that up a minute, just across the battery tester. You can connect this up to also check for internal resistance. What I can't work out, though, most people don't bother with the internal resistance measurement for the batteries. Why would you need to know the internal resistance? I'm not sure. So I'm just connecting this PP3 connector up for a second, so talk amongst yourselves. I should have a spare one of these now, because I had to swap two batteries. So I'm going to plug that into there. See if I can get this over a bit closer. It's got a short lead on this. Okay. Let's see if I can get this on the overhead camera. I'll try and get this on the overhead camera. Bit too close, am I? Too far away, too far away. I'll stick it sideways on, you can see it better then, and if I flip the image it should come out the right way up for you. There you go. Let's try turning that light off. Bit too dark now. Let's turn it further up. Okay, you can sort of see that, I hope. Lower IR means batteries able to give greater current output. Okay, so that's basically saying which batteries are better than the other. Just take that away, that's probably blowing the camera out a bit. Right. So again, I've done a bit of research on this, but minimal. So I've got these, which are Maplin's rechargeable. These are 9H. They're the old style 8.4 volt, 200 milliamp per hour. Now I've charged these up overnight, so they should, in theory, read 8.4 volts. So connect one up. So if I scroll through this, can you see the display there? Or is that can you actually see the digits? I think you can. Let's just scroll down through, see if you can see the battery voltage. No, you can't really, can you? Let's see better with that. I think I mean, it looks lovely and bright to me here. That way. Let's go make it a bit darker. You can see it now, but it's pitch black. So it's actually reading 9.96 volts. Wow, it's supposed to be 8.4, I suppose fully charged. So if we keep scrolling down through, I've got to remember which is which on this, because this is some Chinese writing, which so if we look at go from the top to the bottom, so that is our amp hour reading. That is the current battery voltage. This would be the voltage we want it to cut off at for testing. And this is the load that we would put it under, so that's 50 milliamps. It goes up to, God knows how many, about 3.5 amps you can load the thing up to. And this is the resistance measurement, which is not going to bother. You need 4 wires for that. You need a 4-wire setup, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Increase the f-stop. I haven't got that option on this overhead camera, George. So let's just alter some of these then. So this one here then is our cut-off voltage. So if we drop it down to, say, hang on, is that a voltage? Battery voltage, cut-off voltage, yeah. So it's reading 9. If we drop it down to, say, 7, I mean, there's no way that we're going to have time to do this in the stream, but let's just do that. Let's chuck that. 200 milliamps, that's a bit higher load than 150. 100 milliamps, yeah, that would be a radio one pretty loud, wouldn't it? So if we set that going, see, under load it's dropped down to 8.23 straight away. Like, oh, it's dropping quick. If you go to the bottom there and push it once, it'll actually scroll through all the different measurements. Apologies if it's dark, but you won't see the... so it's already down to 7.9. Look, these aren't great batteries. As I say, it's supposed to be 200 milliamps per hour, so not a lot. Wait 4 hours. I don't think we'll have to wait 4 hours, George, for this one. Two of the LEDs indicate modes for the Chinese market only. Might be the overrating ratio of milliamps and how much the Chinesium the battery has in it. I set it to 7 volts, Nick. So it's dropped down to 7.6 already. I've got it set to discharge to 7 volts from it was 9 something to start with, and I've got it 100 milliamps. Drain. These are available again if you search on the internet. If you search for TEC 06. Let's brighten that back up again a bit. Yeah, if you search for TEC 06, Graham, and welcome. So I'm just scrolling through the settings there at the moment. Most protect boards cut out at 3 volt minimum. Oh, for LiPo. Yeah, 3 volts for lithium ion. So down to 7.3 volts already, and we started off at 9, remember, didn't we? So these batteries could be knackered. LIFE. I'll have to look those up, George. Hi, Tanya, where are you? He's off work and he's missed it, look. So I've got it set for 7 volts, shut off. This ain't looking good, is it? It's not looking good at all. Maybe I'm draining it too quick, I don't know, but I suppose it would have to be something on pretty loud, wouldn't it, to need that much. Hi Keno, how are you? You've watched a few of my YouTube uploads, have you? Well, welcome, Keno. Hope you've enjoyed them, mate. Well, you might think they're a load of rubbish. Lithium iron as opposed to lithium poly. Right. Not I've sort of seen it, George, but I've never looked into them at all. I'll have to look those up. LIFE. I thought you meant lipo, but yeah. So we're still discharging. 9. 0.009. Should be 240, I think I said, didn't I? 200, sorry. Should be 200 milliamp hour. Buy your stuff, Benji. These feel pretty rubbish, actually. I did have a better one somewhere. I had an Energizer one, but I don't know where he's gone to. I just tend to use these just for chucking in stuff quick. But say that's what I'm charging. Just Maplin's PP3. 200 milliamp hours. Oh, we're up to 10 milliamp hours at the moment, though. Sometimes you can charge and discharge cells a couple of times and they can be somewhat reconditioned, but usually you don't get the great reward for it to be worth it in the end. Some old cameras, Dom. Just a query from Keno. Have you ever think about console repairs? I've watched what you do your way around circuit boards. Can you imagine console repair videos are on demand? I've not messed with consoles, Keno, to be honest. I've in the past I've played with PlayStation 1s and PlayStation 2s. More modification than repair. I haven't really got the kit to do board level repairs on that sort of stuff. But you know, maybe in the future, Keno, I'm not sure. Yeah, I've done a bit of vintage computer stuff, but I've not done anything. Cheers, Bjorn. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'm not likely to be on for much longer. I was only going to go on till 5, Bjorn, actually. So, got tea to do and dogs to take out for a walk. So they normally go out about 5, 5:30 at the latest. So I'm not going to be on for much longer. So thanks for your help today, Bjorn, again, as usual. So we're down to 7.7 volts. I mean, this will go on for a while. So we won't see the end of this before the end of the stream, I'm sure. Let's go back to the main camera. Turn the light back on. Let's get rid of that one for now. Turn this around. So it's 10 milliamp hours and we're down to 7.7. So we got 0.7 of a volt still to go yet. So it could take a while to get there. It's only 12:02. Hey? 12:02, it's 5:02 here, look. $5:03 now. And 23 degrees in here, it reckons. Thermometer's always been dodgy on this. It's an IKEA special, that is. You get a lot of noise from your Xbox One console. It's digital only, so no need for so much noise. Search videos over YouTube and there's nothing in my head. You're thinking console death. When you say noise, what do you mean? When you say noise, do you mean you get noise coming out of the speakers? It makes noise, the console? What do you mean by noise? You think my clock is wrong? Yeah, so I'm going to have to get some of those zinc strips and make up some battery packs here, aren't I, and revisit this again. See what we can do with 18650s. Five hours to go. Yeah, we're not doing a marathon session today, Doug. I'm just drinking my cider up. So certainly had fun and games with Sean's radio. I've got the I had an issue with the knob, Sean's knob, because lo and behold, in the back it all broke apart. So you can see I've now got some body filler in that. I've used carb body filler, and that actually went off rock solid in a matter of minutes. Because if you look at the part where it's grey there, I've actually glued that back in with oh, what's that mental stuff I've got? JB Weld. So this, I put this, I just washed this, I left it soaking in hot water, and this bit dropped off. It's one of the problems with these Peckerlet knobs is they're not very stable, and if people over tighten the screw going in there, it cracks the back of these out. So I glued that back in with JB Weld, left it to set overnight, and today I've gone in and I've filled both halves with car body filler, and that knob is never going to break again. It's one of the problems with these Peckerlet knobs, they break away here. So I have put together a 3D printed version which is indestructible really, but this is a good fix for an original knob. Car body filler works a treat. Bit heavier than normal, but not a lot. So Sean's radio is nearly done. He has an issue with his knob, yeah. The console itself is just noisy. So is it like the fan noise in it, Cano? Is it just the fan making a racket? Happily donate it to me for the channel. Your videos are very informative. Thanks very much, Cano. Which Xbox is it? Xbox One. Yeah, I've never had an Xbox, Cano. I've got plenty of PlayStations here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But someone's watching your knob. Well, if you get worried, Benji, call the police, mate. It's not on. So yeah, as I say, that's one way of repairing those, is to stick car body filler in the back of them, and that'll be rock solid now. But Sean's radio is pretty much done. I've cleaned the case on it, and put the top back on. I've shone up the. In fact, I'll get it up so you can have a look while we're waiting for the battery to discharge. We can have an update on Sean's RP30. We're going to make some room now because we've got another massive radio coming up on the bench. Oh. There she is. So you saw me do the polishing of the dial plate the other day. I've now wire walled the strips and they've come up lovely, and put some metal cleaner on it. I've cleaned all the Rexine off of it, and I've cleaned up the handle. The handle's still got this where it's had many years of people's hands being on the middle. It's just impregnated into the plastic, and I mean I've scrubbed and scrubbed that. That's not coming off. The only way to get that off would be to wet and dry this back to original But you'd end up having to do it all because it's all sort of like browned around the edge, which has just been carried over the years, which is part of its history, I suppose. I know what Sean's like with his history. And the other thing that I was thinking about was whether to polish up the pieces here, but again, I think Sean will probably tell me no, but we'll see. But yeah, it's pretty much there now. Just got to finish putting it back together, sort out whether Sean wants these done or not, and refit the knobs now that that's gone off. So it's a nice looking radio. Benji's saying car body filler isn't the answer. What do you mean, Benji? It's done. What else would you suggest? It's not the answer for what? The meaning of life? Let's fix that. That's absolutely solid, Benji, so I'm really not sure what you're on about. That is like rock now. That's never going to break apart. I think the thread would go in the screw before that broke. Use the hoovers for the dust, it still vibrates. You'll never take a console to repair shops, they charge so much, so donating it to you to have a play with on your channel will happily be done. The more informative a person is, the more the value. Oh, okay, Kano, by all means. I'm always looking for new stuff to do. I've got that crazy AOR receiver to do. I've ordered all of the parts from China. Get rid of that cam now. I've ordered all the parts from China for the SR2000 wideband receiver. If you remember watching my video, it's pretty scary. It's for William over in Malta, and it's a little bit scary. But I've had a look through the circuit diagram, and I can see the sort of where the issue is likely to be. So I've ordered all the parts for that area. So hopefully I can get that sorted for William and back to him, because I've had it for long enough now. You wish you had known me when your VIC-20 power pack had blown up. You would have had it repaired. Yeah. As I say, I've got to do another Commodore 64 actually, because a mate of mine, he wants one on loan. He says he wants a long-term loan on a Commodore 64. So I've got some up in the loft. I've got another 4 Commodore 64s here to do. So I've done one VIC-20 and one Commodore 64. I've got another VIC-20 and another 4 Commodore 64s to do. So we need to get one of those restored for him. But I said if I'm going to long-term loan him that, I need something back in long-term loan, don't I really? So he's the chap with the Vectrex. So I think it'd be a fair swap, wouldn't it? If I long-term loan him the Commodore 64, he can long-term loan me the Vectrex, can he? So, great stuff. Yeah, Keno, if you want to drop me an email, Keno, if I can find it. There you go. If you want to drop me an email, Keno, then I'll sort out details and you can pop it over to me. And if we can fix it, you can have it back, mate. You're a tournament player. Whoa. Sounds interesting, Keno. Do you have a YouTube page then, Keno? I don't think it lets you check YouTube channels on here anymore. It used to, didn't it? It used to be able to click on someone and say go to their channel, and it would do it. But it doesn't do that anymore. I don't know why. It's a bit tight of YouTube to take that out. Let's check in the chat, and then we'll wrap it up for today, I think, in a minute, because my cider's nearly gone. So for Sunday, I've got a load of new stuff that I've picked up from one of the local radio hams. In fact, he's coming over tomorrow, Les. He was having a bit of a clear out and let me have loads of stuff. And it's not all radio ham stuff. There's radios in there. There's Roberts radios, Grundig radios. There's radio cassettes. I think there's Bush radios in there. There's Sony. There's a record deck, cassette deck, a tuner. I've got some amateur. I've got an amateur, a Yaesu transceiver. I've got some Baofeng handhelds, king. Loads and loads of stuff. So we might dig some of that out. So hopefully you got that email, no, Keno. Stream at snipers make playing in them too difficult. I've seen that. Well, in fact, a friend of mine, he used to do a lot of streaming, and he one of the reasons he knocked it on the head was because of people crashing his stream all the time. Or I can't remember what he said now. Hacking his streams. It's a bit beyond me because I don't really do online gaming. Only when I fixed a computer, I feel the need to do some online gaming. Then I will get one of those Commodores out for a play. I keep saying I'm going to ever go on Monkey Island one evening, but I haven't had a chance. It's just been manic recently. Right, well that's going to be it for today, people, because I've got to take these poor doggies out for a walk and then see Mrs. Cruncher. So I'm going to be back on Sunday, as I say, normal sort of time, around about 2 o'clock. And it's either going to be Commodore computers, or it's going to be some of this stuff that Les has let me have. I think it'll probably be some of the stuff that Les has let me have. And we'll maybe look at the Commodore computer in the midweek stream next week. We'll see how we get on. So I hope you've enjoyed that little look at these batteries, and we've discussed a few solutions. So thanks very much to Simon for sending all that stuff over. And hopefully we're going to build something. We're still on 10 milliamp hours for this battery. According to this, it's ramping back up again in voltage. What? This could take a while. So it's saying it's 10 milliamp hours at the moment, but it's gone up to 8.02 again. I'm not sure why that is. The battery voltage is on the rise. So I think it's at an initial dip and then it's on its way back up again. Who knows? Cheers all. Catch you on Sunday. Have a good one. Stay safe and all the rest of it. And as I say, any comments, pop them down the bottom in the comments. I'd certainly be interested in anybody's views or ideas. And George has got this lithium ferric thing. I'm interested in that, definitely, especially if they're 3.2 per cell. Really interesting. Thanks, Dwarf. Cheers, everybody. So that's it from me for today. Catch you soon. Have fun, stay safe, and all the rest of it. Bye for now.